Hello, welcome to another Gundam Battle Operation 2 video. That is the Mark V, the Gundam Mark V, which I haven't been posting a lot of videos besides initial thoughts and first matches and all that recently, so that's my bad. Getting caught up with stuff in live, so well, I guess I'll go ahead and get this one out, and then I'll try and start posting some regular videos now. But yeah, the Mark V Gundam, or Gundam Mark V. It's actually a really fun suit. I almost forget it's a raid sometimes. It feels like I'm playing a general. You don't want to play it as a general, of course. You want to go after the support, but these first two matches here, I am playing a simple battle. I call it Hell on Earth. If you remember that AQM video from yesterday, that match took place after this one. And then the second match for this video is a Space 650 in Fortress Interior. I get my ass handed in the first death of that, but I do pretty well later on in that match. This suit's pretty good. Like, I don't think it's the best thing I can work with, but it has some great upsides to it. Very few downsides. Good weapons. They're not like the most OP weapons ever, you know, but they help it do its job well. And some pretty good abilities. And I just got fucking Sparta'd off the cliff. They call it a fucking 2007 reference. This is Sparta. Fuck, that was a long ass time ago. But yeah, so let's start off with some stats. The Mark V Gundam. I keep wanting to say the Mark V first, but I guess I'll just say it that way. The Mark V Gundam. You have 18,000 starting off with your health. You have 22 ballistic resistance, 22 beam resistance, 34 melee resistance, 28 range strength, and 37 melee strength. So, like the O, we got some below average defense stats. But the shield, this big old shield it has, it lumbers around, has 15,000 health on it, which is, I think, 5,000 less than the GPO2 shield. And that's a lot of fucking health for a shield to have. I think in these past days of me playing this suit and trying it out, it has only broke on me once. Just once. Which, god damn. Just fucking once. So you have a lot of health to go around with that shield. And of course, it has the 22 ballistic resistance, 22 beam resistance, low resistances, but it has a few mid-range slots that you can slide in, some beam resistance in there. It has like, I want to say 25, 26 close range part slots, so you can fit in a lot of melee damage for this suit. So the thing with this suit is it almost wants, I feel like it promotes a very aggressive playstyle. If you watch the first match I had with it, I was super fucking aggressive with it. Plenty of, a lot of damage. My first match with it, 160k damage, which is a fuck ton. And, yeah, pretty much my individual score was like, what do you call it? An ace match individual score when you become the ace. But yeah, with its weapons here, the way it plays the shield, it feels like it wants you to be super aggressive. With its weapons, we have the Mark V beam rifle, which does around 2,600 damage. It only has 4 rounds, though, and pretty decent range, 400. It stuns. It's the only instant stun weapon it has in its weapon slots. So, if you want to get a quick stun on somebody, that's going to have to be your shot. But its other two weapons, these weapons can actually do a quick stun as well. It's not instant stun, but you have the Incom beam cannon, which does around like 1,000 damage per shot. I believe it's like the one that shoots from the sides, and you can use that in conjunction with your rear beam cannons, your shoulder cannons, which the way those move down is fucking sexy. Jesus. It flips over around to where your stomach is, and if you like lie down using them, it flips back over to your shoulders. Looks really fucking sick. But yeah, if you use that, that damage is 18,000, 17,000, 16,000, one of those. Almost 2,000 damage. And if you use that in conjunction with your incoms, you can get a pretty quick stun off. So what you can do is try to use that to stun somebody, and then if they do a dodge roll, if you come close to them with a melee, well, you have that stun rifle ready to go. And of course, if you lay onto somebody enough times with those, you can get some pretty decent damage off. Like the heat rate and I think just the heat rate for both of those weapons is really short. Like, you can use the incoms once, pull up your shoulder beam cannons to shoot, and then you can probably pull out your, or go in for your melee, do all that shit, and then pull out your incoms again, and they'll be ready again. It's not a one-time use overheat incom system. And, use that again, then use your shoulder beam cannons again. So you have plenty of stun opportunities with this suit to get get really aggressive, because you have enough shield health to try and block people trying to shoot at you. With the shield, I really love the shield. It actually feels like a shield. Really, this suit, it's one of the best feeling suits I've ever played with in a while. Like the O, there's some moments where I'm playing the O, it just feels a little bit too fast, and I'm like, oh, I'm slipping and sliding everywhere. But no, with the Mark V, it feels fucking fun to play. Also, look at that damn. Look at that damn. Top assist, top damage, and I got shot at the most, but I believe I'm gonna get like 3rd place. Everything else I did kind of, with. Yeah, 3rd place, 2 and 3. And here's the space match, which, man, I get my shit pushed in the first death of this because I forgot how to play space. And for some reason, the game inputted a downswing rather than a side swing. But other than that, the suit feels fantastic to play. The melee actually feels like I'm hitting with the melee. There are some suits, like if you ever played the Tristan's neutral swing or its downswing, one of those, it feels so deceptively short for what it looks like you're doing. This suit, it feels like when I hit somebody with my melee, it's going to reach them, it's going to hit them. The downswing looks cool. You hit that, people get smacked down. Do some other follow-ups on it. This thing can put out a lot of damage, even to generals. It helps out when you have that instant stun, and then if they do a dodge roll, you have another stun waiting, or, you can just follow up with your melee. This thing does a lot of damage to supports, too, and because it has a lot of range weapons, it can really pester supports, too. And that can make that really useful. Oh, there's the enemy Mark V. Yeah, it's really... this suit just feels good to play. I am not good with raids. I'd rather not play the raids half the time, but this suit, I want to play it at 650, even though you can get your shit pushed in pretty easily. Even though I was talking about the shield it has, this thing does have some weaknesses attached to it. For one, its leg health is actually pretty low. There are plenty of times where I get comboed by somebody and my legs are almost broken. If I get double teamed, my legs are almost guaranteed to be broken if they aim for my legs. So I would recommend putting some leg parts on it. Except, if you're in fucking space, then whatever. Put something else on there. And then, I think the other weakness is just obviously you can get booty smacked a lot by groups of generals in this, especially at 650, because 650 has a lot of good generals. It's pretty much almost dominated by generals. I think I made a joke, or someone made a joke, where we had a team of generals, and I think somebody picked something else, and they went, hey, that guy went off meta. They picked like a support or a raid type, like, hey man, why are you going off meta? Just a little silly joke, but it really shows you how strong the generals are. But yeah, getting teamed up on by generals at 650, you're pretty much guaranteed you're going to die. So you have to be very wary of how many people you're fighting, and if your shield is in front of you or not. Luckily, when this thing pulls out its melee, it holds the shield to its chest a little bit, so you can block a little bit of shots. Just make sure you have your left side kind of pointing towards the enemies. If they have bazookas, then I'm sorry, you're probably just gonna get stunned anyway because they just have to shoot your feet. But they have a beam rifle, then you might be able to block some shots. This skill unit, the Mark V, has some pretty good skills on it. Has maneuver armor, a dodge roll, your typical kind of setup. It has a ability called Shield Mastery? Shield Break Mastery? And what it does is if your shield gets destroyed, and I say if it gets destroyed, remember, I only had this thing destroyed once. Maybe even twice, but yeah, if it gets destroyed, it nullifies your reaction to it being destroyed. So if somebody shoots at your shield, it gets destroyed. You'll keep moving like nothing happened, and that's a pretty good skill to have actually, because there are plenty of times I know a lot of people had this happen to them where they're fighting somebody, and they manage to get a hit off on their shield, and then it blows up and it stuns them, and then that little stun that they got on them allows you or maybe the enemy enough time to finish each other off. Like if you're fighting a GPO2 and somehow he managed to break his shield and he's about to kill you, you broke his shield and then you can downswing him and then you can get away from him. Stuff like that. You can't do that with this. You break this thing's shield, it's still going to come after you. And I think that's what helps it promote the super aggressive playstyle. You kind of want to poke at them with the what I think we want to do with this is poke at them with the incoms and your shoulder cannons, and then come in for a melee. And then if you bait out something like here, use your melee or use a second stun or your stun that you have with your beam rifle, and then just fuck them up. Like I said, this thing can damage generals pretty good, especially some ones that are not meant for melee, like the XS or the Dovin Wolf. But that's if the Dovin Wolf's not looking at you. Actually, this thing can stun a Dovin Wolf reliably with that incom and shoulder beam combo. You can actually stun a Dovin Wolf pretty easily. So you can probably come in with the downswing and fuck that Dovin Wolf up. It's just a good suit overall. I really like this suit. I really recommend this suit to a lot of people. Like, if you love raid types, this is a suit for you. It just feels good to play. It is fun to play, and its weapons are useful. You just have to be careful of how you play because of the generals at this cost. And of course, you see me in space right now with my literally on fire suit. This suit is really good in space too. It has maneuver armor. If you have maneuver armor in space, you're pretty much top tier. And if you have force injectors, which this suit does have. There we go. That sounded weird. English is weird. So you're boosting around everywhere. People are shooting at you, but you don't get stunned. And you can send off your incoms. And because how wide-reaching this thing's melees are, you can hit people from weird angles. I believe I might have done that already this match. I think I hit a downswing on somebody, and it kind of hits above me, and it hit them. It's a blast to play. I don't play raid types too often. There's only a few that I'll play, like the Humbrabi. I like playing the Humbrabi. This suit is also really fun to play. And it's glad that we got another 650 raid, because I mentioned earlier that the generals are dominating the 650 range. That's why I was asking for more supports for this raid, like better supports for 650, 600, high cost, And the supports have helped, and they keep adding more good generals. And for those supports to fight, and for those good supports, we gotta have some raid types. And the only 650 raid type we had was the Mark II Cubile. And the Mark II Cubile was fine at killing people, but I think people wanted some more variety in their stuff. Not everybody's going to be playing a Cubile Mark II, They want to play something else, and I think this suit is pretty good. It's a pretty good something else. I keep saying it. This is a satisfying suit to play. You have to get your hands on it to play it, because I can't really aptly describe it, even though I probably already did. But but yeah, it has everything you need in a suit: a dodge roll, maneuver armor, easy combos, long reach with its melee, dodge roll. I don't think I already said dodge roll, but it just feels nice to play. I guess that's all. That's what I'll leave it up to. It's a fun suit that feels nice to play, and it might be a serious contender for a like a super meta suit. Not maybe super meta, but you know what I mean by that. Hey, top damage. This thing does a lot of damage. I think I already mentioned it, but yeah, it can do a lot of damage to generals. Definitely supports and other raid types. It just plays super aggressive with this. Hey, second place, 3 and 2. The opposite of last match. But yeah, that's gonna be in this video. If you guys enjoy this video, leave a like, subscribe if you want. I'd really appreciate it. And you know, type up in the comment section what you feel about the Gundam Mark V. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Obviously, from if you listen to this video, I like it. I want to say I love it too. It's getting me into usually if it's 650, I will not pick the raid. You will never get me to pick raid at 650. But with this suit, I feel like it has apt enough defenses and attack, like an offense and a defense, that warrants it to be played at 650. It may not be the best thing to use in some areas, because it does only have one stun, and the other stun you have to prepare for. But I do think the damage output on this thing is good, and of course I already told you how the skills are good. Overall, the suit's just good. I would definitely recommend this to people who like to play raids. So if you want to spend the tokens for that, go ahead. Or for people that love fun suits, this suit is definitely fun. I can guarantee you that. The way you can watch that the first match video, I'm just having a blast playing that, and that my first match I did really fucking good. Time will tell where this suit will be in the future, but I think it's looking pretty cheery for it. Pretty sunny. But yeah, it's gonna be it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Oh my god, it's on me.
The poor man.
He comes everywhere.
No, to like increase teamwork.
Get new teammates.
Free at each other.
Put the people that have the default team comp together.
Oh, that poor Exos.
Oh my god.
That was
the raid corner. What was